Hello YouTube, back once again with my iZombie reviews, and here we are with Season 2, Episode 15, He Blinded Me with Science, and this was a good episode of iZombie. It wasn't the best, but it was still good. Plot in this episode, it pretty much picks up almost immediately where the last one left off, with Blaine turning into a zombie, and even the, and he goes to he goes to see Ravi because he can't think of anywhere else to go, in which Ravi gives Blaine a hopeful cure to the solution, saying like, we don't know if this will save you. Use this in last resort because we need you to keep feeding the zombie population of Seattle to make sure we do not have a zombie apocalypse on our hand. And I really like what Blaine said when Robbie's like, hey, why not also give me like the list of like all the zombie clients you have, so just in case you do die, like, well, we won't have the apocalypse in our hand. He's like, nope, because that's the one thing that makes it that you never try to kill me. I thought that was really funny. But besides that, in this week, Liv eats the brain of a scientist. Nothing really that funny came from that. It just kind of happens. Like, nothing really too interesting comes from it. But the things that were really interesting this week that came from it, though, there was still a lot of really interesting plot points this week. The main one, the big ones being, Clive and his girlfriend learned that somebody messed with the brain sample report that they handed to the FBI, that someone switched it from human brain to bovine brain. So these things are getting really bad for the gang here. When will maybe Clive will finally learn that Liv's a zombie, and I want it to happen already. If it does not happen by the end of this season, I'm gonna be bummed out. But still, very interesting stuff for what's coming. And the other big plot points this week. One of the great things is when Major goes to confront the head of Rager, and he's and then Gilda, whatever, Liv's sex for me. I keep forgetting her name. It was something like that. Shows up and when Major's just complaining like, hey, like, I did all the tasks for you. Told me to leave Liv alone because of this. How dare you, like, put her as Liv's roommate? Gilda, or whatever, I'm calling her Gilda even if it's not her name, is just like it points out something I was curious about for where the show left off for its March break, in which she just says, well, I'm not Liv's roommate anymore because she kicked me out because you told her my real name. And then like he's like, yeah, I accidentally dropped it, and she's like, did you accidentally drop it, or did you only make it seem like you accidentally dropped it? Interesting thought. I honestly wonder if we're going to get an explanation on that, if it was a purposeful or not for Major. So, yeah, there was that. There was that. But the other big things to happen the big plot points to happen this week. Well, Liv finally learns that Max Rager has like the George Romero zombies in their secret basement, and when she tries to get there, which is a pretty funny scene in which Rose McIva just finally takes off the zombie makeup and looks like how she does in real life, I bet she was happy to take that makeup off for a few scenes. I thought that was pretty funny. She tries to get to the basement, but she learns she can't, and so now she's really trying to get a warrant from Clive so they can search the basement and find the zombies. So that was interesting. The other big interesting things that happened this week, though, is Blaine is already showing signs of he's going to die, and it looks. I think the episode ended with him, Flow trying to use test sample of the cure on him. So let's see. It'll be interesting to see where that goes. I really hope Blaine makes out this season. I'll be really sad to see him die if he does. So there's that. What else happened? That was one of the big plot points. like I said, Liv now knows Max Ranger has zombies in their basement. And then another thing that happens is Major, when he needs to get another name from Blaine. For one zombie he brings down, he grabs Liv's boyfriend, even though it's to his knowledge he does not know that's Liv's boyfriend. So let's see where that goes. And anything else? And before the last big one at the end of the episode, no, can't think of any. The big thing that happened at the end of the episode, and what is it was pretty effectively dark. In which the head of Max Ranger, Magilda, and are in the basement with the zombie, and then the zombie breaks loose. He eats one of the scientists, and when Gilda and the head of Max Ranger try to try to escape, the head of Max Ranger just basically leaves his daughter to die. It's a pretty effectively dark scene in which he just goes up in the elevator, just walks into the office looking completely shell-shocked, and just sits down and locks his door. And then you just hear the elevator open, and you see Gilda just walk out, just like covered in bloody scars, like, and just like bang on the door, demanding to be let into the office, to which he just says nothing, and then she just finally walks away. So it looks like she's a zombie now. Maybe she'll join Liv and the rest of Ravi and the rest of the gang to try to bring down Max Ranger, now that she basically needs a cure. Probably will want to have a cure from them. Let's see where that goes. So yeah, that was this episode of iZombie. Brain wasn't the best. Definitely wasn't the best. It was pretty dull, actually. Mystery was pretty forgettable, but Mystery is pretty forgettable. Anything else, though? But all the major plot points, things like Clive now knowing that someone's been screwing with the report. Blaine could possibly be dying and trying to cure. Gilda being turned to a zombie. Major throwing Liv's boyfriend into the closet, into his freezer. And yeah, it was fun to see Rose McIver play Rose McIver. That was pretty funny. So yeah, good, not great. YouTube, as always, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.